Okay, good morning. Back at our favourite property. One of our favourites to record at anyway. Plenty to do here all the time and plenty to show. Got brush cutting to do. Got Max on the ride on. Told him he's got to make his lines straight. Got the drone to send up today. Something different, bit of footage. Hopefully we'll get it at the end of the day. Or smoko type thing. Got to get the back paddock done as well. So he's got about 6 hours worth of mowing ahead of him. So we'll see how he goes. Should get well and truly get a good handle on that ride on by the end of it. He's already just about there now, so this will be, there's always something to learn. I'm still learning things every day with it, so you just get yourself into different scenarios. Ground's a bit wet, and yeah, he's gonna figure that out. So what I wanted to discuss today, there he is, was a few things that we're going to get into this, and then I'll go through it all, and we'll get back to you. Cheers, bye. Looks very deep out there. See how many little stragglers get left. Alright, so purpose of this video is discussing goal setting and figuring out what you want to achieve, knowing what you need to achieve. And it's touched on this previously. You'll find if you go back through videos, there's little snippets in my 20-minute odd length videos that I do discuss things like this, but I wanted to go a bit more to the point. So in regards to goal setting, when I first started, I wanted to achieve the same, if not a little bit more than what I was currently on when I moved. Now, down in Sydney, I was on more money as a plumber, and then up where I moved, obviously there was less money from just location. So with that came a little guide for us with the business, what I needed to do. So that was the initial goal, was to earn more than I currently was on, which wasn't a great deal, so it was pretty easily attainable. Next stage was, all right, let's beat what I was on down in Sydney. We did that. Then I looked at it from a standpoint of, all right, what can I push this to? What can we make happen, even without workers? What can I get this to? So then I started testing the waters, started feeling out pricing, because no one wants to talk about it. No one gives you any hints, so you got to figure it out on your own, which is in essence why I've made this channel, to make it a little bit more clearer for you guys, because again, location is going to determine what you can charge, but it's a good ballpark figure to go off, knowing, all right, I can do that, I can charge this much, this is what it's worth. And not everyone's going to pay it, no way is everyone going to pay it, but your clients will, you know what I mean, the ones that know your worth. If you're providing such a quality service that people are going to want you back, regardless if you are $30 dearer an hour. And that's the thing, I don't even work in hourly rates anymore, but when people want block rates, they can do the little mathematics themselves and figure out, all right, so he's working off this much an hour. But the thing is, and the point is, know what you want to charge, know what you want to do for you and your business, and what your overheads are and things like that. So limited overheads in this industry, or at least there is for us. We've got bugger all of a mortgage, that helps. And with that comes a lot extra stress taken off, so you've got a lot of more freedom to push the business and be a bit more creative with things. And I've spoken about that with people, and oh, how can you do that? Or it's quite simple. It's about keeping your overheads low. So whether you're renting or not, just don't get the biggest and best of everything. Get this business going, because once it's firing, everything else will run itself. Now, we're only a couple of years away from owning where we're at, which is massively in contrast to what I was doing down in Sydney, where we had like a far out $500,000 something mortgage, which is normal these days, but it wasn't for us. We didn't want to be stuck in that rat race, didn't want to be stuck in that trap. So with that comes a lot more responsibility. As far as the business goes, you would have to take on a lot more work or charge a lot more to beef that up. So with that, guys, I just the business, don't sell yourself short with yours. Figure out what you need and realise what you can actually push it to. With a couple of workers, another 2, and this will be $1 million business quite easily. 2 of us, we're looking to push 300k, 400k, 500k limits. It's all going to be dependent on what we do over winter. If we worked it out based off lawn care alone, then you'll be comfortable saying about 350. So that's with 2. But with that comes a lot of extra. As a business owner, obviously, like I've said before, 40%'s gone. Then you've got a worker to pay, then you've got his super to pay, holidays to pay. You know the story. So once you start weighing it up, it seems like a lot of money, but you've got a lot of other things to consider and factor in. That's why you want to push your profit margins to as high as they possibly could be and have a bit more freedom. Because I was only speaking to Max about it the other day. On my own, I was actually on more money, but I'd prefer to have him. Makes the day a bit easier, makes it a bit more enjoyable. You got someone else to sort of banter with, have a laugh with, and enjoy all of this beautiful scenery we're in. Just helps being that little bit more social, rather than on your own every single day. And it provides him with a good future leading into getting a house and everything of his own with his partner and things like that. So they're little things, it's just little benefits that come along with helping someone like that. So it just gives you that little bit of a extra motivation to get up each morning because you're doing it for someone else's family as well as your own. So there's some days where I could have called it early, but now with Max, it's no, we're going to have to find something because we need to pay for him, obviously, but we also want to get them profit margins back up to where they should be. So part and parcel of the game, but realise it's crazy what you can do. And when you look at it at first glance and you look back, you go, holy, I won't swear here, but it's yeah, it's quite amazing what you can push it to, guys. So just understand that. People go, oh, it's an easy industry to break into, 100%, but it's not an easy industry to make a lot of profit on, because a lot of people are undercutting, a lot of people are underselling, and they don't truly know the value of what they're doing. Therefore, it makes it harder for everyone else to charge these premium prices, because then they go, oh, well, I had someone that was doing it for half that price or a quarter of that price, whatever it might be. Go get them back. So that's not me, that's not us. So very simple, but you just got to be firm, guys. So I'll leave it there, get some drone footage, might get a little bit more as we're going along, because if I record this, I'll have no battery left. We've got each section I do 10 meters by about 30, it takes about 45 minutes per grid of that. So I'm going to go along now, make my little marks, see how much I've got, but looking at this, I've got about 5 to 6 hours easily. So enough talking, time to get into it. See yous, bye bye. Getting there, definitely getting there. Okay, Max is down on the back paddock. I'll get some footage of him with the drone, so after this video will be the drone footage, or however I edit it, however I decide to do it. It's getting there. That ride-on looks like it should be able to tackle this hill. Clearly we'll just be going across it, not up and down, because I don't feel like crashing into that barbed wire fence. And it's a little bit damp still from the rain the other day, surprisingly. Especially once you get into the meat of the grass here, down lower. So I'll just go get this drone footage set up. And just quickly in regards to the drone and where you can use it and what you can use it for. Obviously be mindful, always ask. on acreages like this, not so much of an issue, but residentials and stuff, I always make sure to ask the owner, as well as get them to ask the neighbours, things like that, just to cover yourself, because you don't want any issues like that going forward. But it's something that is a really good perspective to give on the job and the scope of works that you do, and just another angle to use. So I'll leave it at that. And just one, I always have one more thing to say. Goals. Know your own goals too. Don't just emulate or look at someone else and go, I want that. That's nice, but figure out who you are and what you want to achieve out of life, and it comes easier. Knowing what we want, we don't want for much, but our end goal will be acreage of our own. Nice flat block, nice and open, few trees, not too many, things like that. Like, you just start thinking about it, start getting it into existence in that form, and then eventually it'll come. And like I said earlier in this video, 2 years we'll own the property we're at now. But that's relevant, that's all dependent on what we do. We might want to upgrade and do what we're going to do and stay longer, or we rent out earlier than expected and move on, or sell. Like, there's so many different options you can do, but it's all for one thing. This business is the driving force at the moment for us. My wife has a lot of other side ventures that are all in the works, happening just behind the scenes, ticking over, doing their thing, but eventually they're going to explode as well, and that's where that extra time up my sleeve will be brought into it, whether it's 3 days I work or 4 days, just depending. And then I was saying to Max, like, there's so much I could be doing for the business. Even today, there's five jobs next week on top of all of our lawns, so I don't know what it is, 80 to 100 lawns next week, plus all these other little side things. I've got paving jobs, pebble installs, top dress installs, and I could be organising all that and getting all that ready to go today, rather than tomorrow I'm going to have to do it, you know, and just because we've got such a full-on week, whereas usually I won't do it on the weekend, but I'm going to have to, because we've run out of time yet again. But again, if you don't want to work till 5 o'clock in the afternoon or later, which we definitely don't, that's the thing you got to take the good and the bad with, you know. Sometimes it might mean a Saturday here and there to the nursery, just organising things, or to the landscape supplies. Like, just kept factor in all that as a grand whole to your goals. Becomes a lot clearer, and just live beneath your means. Struggle if you have to for 2 years, eating bloody eggs on toast, whatever. Not that we really had to do that for us, but it's something we have done in the past, just to get a few houses that we're doing up, just to make it a little bit more achievable, affordable, more of a profit margin. Is what it is, you know. There's plenty you can do, plenty of ways to go around it. So I'll go get Max, or footage of Max, before he finishes that whole block, and I'll talk to you later in the next one. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you got something from this one, and just don't cap yourself, guys. Don't limit it. Just know that you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. It's really no limit. Just add more workers. That's how business works. So cheers, guys. But the right workers too, don't forget that.